Hello everyone. Today in this presentation we are going to see about Neisseria meningitidis. It is commonly known as meningococcus. It is a gram-negative bacterium. Mainly it is a gram-negative cocci which occurs in pairs. So it is often called as diplococci. This Neisseria meningitidis causes life-threatening diseases like meningitis and meningococcemia, which is sepsis. The bacterium is often referred to as coccus because it is round, and more specifically Diplococcus as it exists in pairs. About 10% of the adults are carriers of the bacteria in their nasopharynx. As an exclusively human pathogen, it is the main cause of bacterial meningitis in children and younger adults, and it causes developmental impairment and death in about 10 cases of the children. It causes the only form of bacterial meningitis known to occur epidemically, mainly in African and Asian countries. It occurs worldwide in both epidemic and endemic form. So the Neisseria meningitis is spread through saliva and respiratory secretions during coughing, sneezing, chewing on toys, and even through sharing a source of fresh water. So it infects the host cell by sticking to them with the long thin extensions called villi, and the surface exposed proteins like OPA and OPC, which are several virulence factors. The next one is the classification of Neisseria meningitis. So it belongs to the kingdom Bacteria, phylum Proteobacteriaceae, class Beta Proteobacteria, order Neissereales, family Neissereaceae, genus Neisseria, and the species Gonorrhea, meningitis, lactamica, etc. So the bacteria Neisseria meningitis was first identified by the scientist Albert Albert Neisser, and it was named after him. The next one is the morphology of Neisseria meningitis. It's a capsulated gram-negative cocci which occur in pairs about a zero point 0.5 to 1 micrometer in size. It looks like a kidney, and it arranged in a flat sides adjacent order. Usually they are intracellular, non-motile and non-spore forming organism. So the important cultural characteristics of this Neisseria meningitis are given here. So the non-selective media used for the culture of Neisseria meningitis are bread agar, chocolate agar, Muller-Hinton starch casein hydrolysate agar. And the main selective media which is used for Neisseria species are modified Thayer-Martin agar. So the important quality characteristics of Neisseria meningitis includes its color. It occurs as bluish gray, round. The colony morphology is round, and it's about 1 mm in size. The surface of the colony is smooth, and its elevation is convex, translucent, and its consistency is vitreous in nature. So this image shows the growth of Neisseria meningitis on a chocolate agar, and this one, the red color one, shows the growth of Neisseria meningitis on sheep blood agar. In sheep blood agar, it forms some very small sized colonies when compared to that of chocolate agar. So the biochemical test for this Neisseria meningitis shows oxidase positive, catalase also positive. This organism ferments only glucose and maltose with acid production. It doesn't ferment other sugars like lactose, sucrose, and fructose. It is also negative to nitrate test, so it doesn't reduce the nitrate to nitrite. And this organism is resistant to colistin. It is also positive to gamma glutamyl aminopeptidase activity. It is also positive to DNA activity. So then the next important thing is the virulence factors of these organisms. So in most of the pathogenic bacteria, the capsular polysaccharides, toxins, villi, and some other enzymes act as virulence factors. So likewise, this organism has so many virulence factors that includes the antigens. The first one is capsular polysaccharide. So based on the capsular polysaccharide, so far 13 serogroups of these Neisseria meningitidis have been identified. So the serogroups are named after A, B, C, D, W135, X, Y, Z, H, K and L. And these serogroups were used in vaccination. So the serogroups A, B, C, Y, W135 are responsible for most of the epidemics outbreak. So this capsular polysaccharide is antiphagocytic in nature. And another one important virulence factor or outer membrane proteins. So based on the outer membrane proteins present in this Neisseria meningitidis, they are again classified into 5 classes. Those 5 classes are further subdivided into 20 serotypes. So the next important virulence factor is pili, which helps in meningeal invasion, as the pili is a long finger-like projection, hair-like projection. It helps the organisms to invade the host organism. So the next one is the toxin. So this organism produces a powerful endotoxin, which is um, made up of lipopolysaccharide, and this endotoxin mainly causes septicemic shock. This endotoxin is responsible for histamine production, and it is responsible for tumor necrosis factor. It is responsible for oxygen-derived free radicals, and it also affects the platelet activating factor, and it also affects the myocardial depressant factor, and it affects so many bodily functions. So apart from these virulence factors, another one important virulence factor is that is the enzyme. Here, this Neisseria meningitidis form IgA protease enzyme. So this IgA protease enzyme specifically cleaves the immunoglobulin A, which is present in the respiratory mucosa. So then after that, this organism will colonize the respiratory system of the host organ. So the next important thing is the epidemiology of this organism, Neisseria meningitidis. So the major reservoir and habitat of this organism is the upper respiratory tract of human beings. So how this organism is transmitted from a person to person means just by direct contact and also by airborne droplets. When the normal person comes close in contact with the infectious person, they may get this infection, like the family members, daycare centers, military barracks, prisons, and other institutional settings, and uh, wherever we can see the crowd, there and all we can see the easy transmission of these kind of diseases. The incubation period for this organism is about 1 to 7 days, whereas this corona is about 1 to 14 days. So the carriage, about 5 to 30% of normal healthy individuals may harbor meningococci in nasopharynx without any symptoms. So then the diseases caused by this meningococci includes meningitis, meningococcemia, pneumonia, arthritis, urethritis, and so on. So we will see the meningitis and the pathogenicity and signs and symptoms and diagnosis, treatment, everything in the upcoming presentation. Thank you.